In this video, we are going to talk a little about this guy. This man who is portrayed as Jesus in the artworks. Let's talk about this scammer who is considered a son of God. But this guy is actually nothing but an imposter. Jesus is a central figure to Christianity, and his image has been represented in works of art for centuries. But is this image really accurate? Was Jesus really a man of effeminate features, with long, light brown hair and blue eyes? If you're a Christian, you may be feeling a little angry right now, but calm down. After all, you've been a victim of this scammer since you were born, haven't you? You have always been taught that Jesus was a beautiful and perfect man, but it is important to question everything we are told, even the things that are sacred to us. I'm sorry to inform you, but you've been duped by this guy for over 2,000 years. Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Palestine in the 1st century. The region of Palestine was inhabited by people who were mostly brown-skinned, dark-haired, and dark-eyed. The Bible, which is the main source of information about Jesus, does not provide details about his physical appearance. However, we can use historical evidence to infer that Jesus probably had a physical appearance similar to people in the Middle East today. The European image of Jesus was influenced by cultural and religious factors. In the 4th century AD, Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire, and in this context, Jesus was portrayed as a white man with long hair, blue eyes, and effeminate features. This image is important to many Christians as it represents the beauty and perfection of Jesus. However, it is important to remember that this image is a cultural construct and not an accurate representation of Jesus' actual appearance. Some theories indicate that Leonardo da Vinci used the image of Caesar Borgia as a model for Jesus Christ and was first proposed by the French novelist Alexandre Dumas in the 19th century. Dumas based his theory on the physical resemblance between the two, and Dumas' theory gained popularity in the 20th century and was supported by numerous historians and artists. However, it has also been criticized by other historians, arguing that there is not enough evidence to support it. That is, there is not enough evidence to support Dumas' theory definitively, but there is not enough evidence to refute it either. Especially because the image of Jesus Christ as we know it today, a bit of a playboy, already existed before Da Vinci. The image is a mosaic that was found in the catacomb of St. Calixtus, and it is not known who the artist who created the mosaic was, but it is likely that he was influenced by the Roman culture of the time. Rome in the 4th century after Christ was a highly Romanized society, and certainly Jesus' image was created based on Roman aesthetics and culture. The image of the mosaic of St. Calixtus became a model for Christian iconography and was copied and reproduced by artists all over the world. This image of Jesus was widely accepted by Christians and is an important historical document, as it provides insight into what Jesus looked like in early Christianity and eventually became the most familiar image of Jesus in Western culture. And not to attack belief in him or anything like that. Why think with me? The climate in Palestine at the time of Jesus was Mediterranean, with hot, dry summers and cold, rainy winters. Average temperatures ranged from 15 to 25 C in summer and from 5 to 15 C in winter. Soon, it is unlikely that Jesus would have looked the way we know it today, and throughout history we have had various evidences of this, but it seems that they have been ignored. What I'm sure won't be ignored is your subscription and the like you'll leave. Many thanks to all the travelers who make this. A group of researchers, Israeli archaeologists and British scientists, used 3D reproduction techniques to reconstruct the appearance of Jesus as closely as possible. They also released a photo. In addition to forensic anthropology techniques, the scientists used biblical descriptions as a source of information for details such as the color and length of Jesus' hair and the shade of Jesus' eyes. In Isaiah 53:2, he says, "My servant grew up in his presence, like a tender green shoot, like a root on dry ground." There was nothing beautiful or majestic about his appearance, nothing that attracted us. Another interesting question is regarding Jesus' hair. In the Epistle to the Corinthians, chapter 11, verses 13 and 14, Paul writes, "Judge among yourselves, is it fitting for a woman to pray to God uncovered? Or does not the same nature teach you that it is dishonor for a man to have long hair?" Which indicates that Jesus himself did not have long hair, as is usually portrayed. For the Roman world, the acceptable appearance for a man was stubble and short hair. In addition to the mosaic of St. Calixtus, there is also this fresco of Jesus among the apostles, which is in an arcosolium of the Crypt of Magnification in the catacombs of St. Domitilla in Rome. The catacombs of Domitilla date from the 2nd to the 4th century. This mosaic is from the 6th century and shows a very dark-skinned Jesus. The image is of a church in Rome and dates from 530 AD, and it is not only Jesus who is portrayed like this with dark skin and curly hair. Other important biblical figures were also portrayed with the same typical characteristics of the region, such as Moses, David, Peter, Paul, and even Mary. I wanted to bring this debate about the appearance of Jesus by reflecting on how appearances have the power to change our perception. The fact is that Jesus is a symbol of love, compassion, and justice, and we'll see you on the next trip. Bye.